Just wanted to run you through today, everyone, about what your healthcare professional is thinking when they see you in practice. I've been watching a lot of videos in recent times, and there's been a lot of programs, particularly on the BBC, about type 2 diabetes and diets that we should be essentially prescribing to patients to try and help them manage it. And I just wanted to run you through very quickly about what your healthcare professional is thinking whilst they're seeing you in clinic or on the wards or wherever it is that you may see them. And of course, we'd love everyone to go on these low-calorie, high-vegetable, 5-a-day minimum, getting out, being active routines. Yes, that would be fantastic. The problem is that we find in practice is that if we try and prescribe this and be prescriptive and tell people what to do, actually what you get is resistance, because you're not working with the patient. It's very prescriptive, and we've moved away from that prescriptive model of medicine and healthcare because of that reason. So it's more of a dance which tries to be collaborative, where we work with the patient to come up with ideas that's going to work for them. So for every one person that is absolutely nailed on, they're going to change their life and they're going to do this, and why doesn't the NHS prescribe this or this diet or that diet, or why don't you give people this plan to follow? It's because for every one, there's 100 more that wouldn't like that approach and it wouldn't work for them. And you can see it in practice with diets. People follow diets for a little bit and they fall off the diet, and then they go back on the diet and they fall off the diet, and they usually put the weight back on with interest, because diets are hard to follow. If you're on something, it means it probably has a limited time span. It's going to expire. Whereas what's the more sustainable approach is finding out what works for you, making subtle changes to your lifestyle. And so it's not really a chore, you're not following a plan, it's more to do with this is how you live now, and actually that just makes it a lot more sustainable, easier changes to make, doesn't feel like an effort, and therefore you're able to sustain it long term. So trust me when I say this, we're aware of all the evidence, we're aware of all the diets, but we don't prescribe it in that sense, because just from years of experience and seeing thousands, even millions of patients, the approach just doesn't work long term. You might get someone that does follow it, and if we see that person in clinic, then that's the route we can go with. So we're personalising our advice to each patient rather than generically rolling out the same advice to everyone, because it's not going to work for everyone. And that's kind of all I've got to say really, guys. It's more of just an explanation as to what we're thinking in clinic, and just to hopefully reassure you that we are aware of these things. It's just that in practice it doesn't always work that way. So sorry if it come across as a bit of a rant, it's not my intention, but it's just nice sometimes to just express from our side of things how we're thinking about your care, because ultimately we're only here to help you.